if you were to look at talking to any of the students today, if you were to talk to any of the professionals today, be it if they are working in full-time jobs or even otherwise, I think work-life balance has been one of the critical elements that people were struggling with any which ways. Um, People wanting to come and join us, join any organization for that matter, for full-time jobs, require diverse experiences in the first 5 years of careers, and I think that reflects in the average attrition rate for people who are joining in any organization through placements. I mean, not more than 18 to 24 months. And if you were to look at the story that we are trying to decipher out of this, it means that the expectations of workforce is changing rapidly. The other reality is that we today have at least 5 generations of workforce in a workplace, even though it's virtual. So, I mean, you have a 20-year-old and you have a 65-year-old working in the team together. Requires diverse thought process. So even other than COVID, other than the flexibility element of gig economy, see how the work has evolved in the last 10 to 15 years. Gone are the days when if you were to try and hire an HR manager who was a personal manager and industrial relations manager who would do end to end of everything to do with HR. Today, you have specialists. You have a recruiter who's a specialized role. Do you have a compensation and benefits, which is a specialized role again? So the role that used to be what it used to be 20 years ago has shrunken into multiple specialities any which ways. And I think if you look at the trends overall, uh, diverse experiences would necessitate people to look for gig roles. And when I say gig roles, it could be the fact that even within an organization, as a full-time equivalent employee, you could move into doing multiple roles in 10 to 15 years of career in an organization. So I think gig mindset is here to stay and grow more. Platforms and platform-based economy will continue to drive the growth further on. When all of a sudden in May, or rather April, we had to make a decision of onboarding everyone virtually, or hiring people virtually. I think no one had a clue of how this is gonna work, and we all had our own reservations about doing it one way versus the other. Even people who joined virtually in the last 6 months, especially, were found to be asking this question: Have I really adapted or adopted to the organizational culture? The key words here is: Are we adapting to the changes that we are going through, and are we adopting to the newer methodologies of working with the hybrid workforce? And I think the more organization become aware and are open to this new model, because like it or not, I mean, COVID is probably one of the factors, but post-COVID, in a newer reality that we will all move into in the next 18 to 24 months, how many of us are going to be comfortable to go to office 5 days in a week? And how many of us can imagine the work the way that we are going through right now? I think a lot of forums have discussed this, the element of productivity. There was always this concern that, oh, if people are working from home, are they productive? Will he keep the laptop on and go elsewhere and watch a movie and come back? The answer today is the fact is that we are a lot more productive in the current form. We have a lot more time. It's about individual perspectives and our own ability to manage the work and life easily. That's what is concerned wherever it is. So if we are not going to go back to the pre-COVID realities of going to an office premise, quote unquote, how are we going to manage all the processes? So I think the newer reality of mostly everything driven virtually will continue. The L&D, as Yogesh said, continues to reimagine itself from classroom-based learning sessions to I would say I would say live WebEx driven or Zoom driven trainings. And I think at EY, we have made that change a lot more ahead of time, I would say, by moving to digital learning through Udemy's of the world. And we have something called as badges, which we work to upskill our talent. So it is going to be a combination of factors like us being more aware about the new realities, willing to work towards putting together new policies, frameworks in place, drive the change through the next 6 to 18 months in terms of what we need to be aware of and how do we need to address it. No one is going to get perfect on day one. It's going to be a learning process through the next several months.